Tristan is just Tristan. It is like Powerless level banter. Powerless by Lauren Roberts level banter. I'm obsessed with their banter. It is amazing. Anytime something good happens, something bad happens after that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arjavi Sheth and today I'm so excited for the video I am going to be shooting. It is going to be rereading one of my favorite series, actually trilogy, but the third book isn't out yet. I love this series. I read the first book in a vlog, I don't know, 1 year ago or something like that. And the next book in the series just got released and I wanted to read it with you. I watched Tiffany Lehan, bestie Tiffany, do a video like this where she read Heavy is the Crown in the book after that. So I decided to do the same thing but with another series, and the series is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mahirer. I love this series and the new book just got released, so I'm thinking like I'm going to be highlighting this book, then I will read this book. So I'll be reading two books in the video. The first is Assistant to the Villain and the second is Apprentice to the Villain. The way that this book ended, I absolutely loved the way it ended, but it was a cliffhanger. And the cover, I love the cover too. This is one of my 5-star reads and I hope that this book will be a 5-star read too. And yeah, I will be reading Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mahirer first, and I'm very excited. I will be reading it on my Kindle and the paperback copy, but I prefer reading on my Kindle. So, and yeah, let's get started. Hey guys, when I first started this video, I had not started Assistant to the Villain. I'm on page number 60, so I'm on chapter 8. I'm not even using a bookmark because I've highlighted like every page, and so the page that I last highlighted is the page that I'm on, so that shows how much I'm loving the book. The first sentence of the prologue is, "It was an ordinary day when Evie met the villain," and the first sentence of the first chapter is "Evil better." The first sentence is, "There were severed heads hanging from the ceiling." Again, tell me that is not such a banger. I love the first sentence of this book. The color that I'm using for highlighting is this color. I don't know if you can see it, but I've posted pictures on my YouTube community section, so if you want to see that, go check it out. So yeah, so let me just tell you, this was going to be a spoiler reading vlog, but it is not. It is going to be a non-spoiler reading vlog because many people have not read this book, and if they want to read this book, they can check out my video, you know. So let me just tell you a little bit. So in the prologue, Evie is very poor. She's looking for a job. She just got fired from her last job and her family is very poor. They depend on Evie to bring them food and things like that. She has a little sister and her father. So she's looking for a job. She's passing through the woods because her job was on the other side and she was just fired. So suddenly she sees someone in the woods and she notices that someone is hiding from the valiant guards, which are the king's guards of the kingdom, and that someone pulls her towards him and she asks him, "Why are you hiding?" And that, and then Evie realizes that someone is the villain, and then they get talking and they run away together, because if the villain kept Evie there where the valiant guards might find her, she would have to go to the like the kingdom's main castle or something like that to be questioned and all of that. So the villain takes her with him and he offers Evie a job, and Evie accepts and she becomes assistant to the villain, as the title of the book. And the story goes from there. So the first chapter starts 5 months after that, and they start she starts working for him, and the banter in this book is top notch. I love it, and the map is also very amazing. This is the map. So this is not like a very normal map. It has many notes on it and things like that. So like attack, unicorn hunting grounds, and it is a hanging man game there also, then evil to-do list and things like that. I just love it. I've written many thoughts. I just love this book, and the banter is amazing. Oh my god. Um, okay, so that's all. And so yeah, I cannot tell you more because it will kind of be spoilers. So I'll just tell you what I think and a quote if I want to, if I really really want to. And the villain calls Evie a little tornado. That is the nickname he has for her. And you should definitely read this book in the fall. It is very fall-y, and it is very comfy, it is very comforting, but it has high stakes, you know. Evie loves reading. And I'm relating to Evie a little bit because once the villain asks Evie, okay, where is that? I highlighted that quote. Okay, so the villain asks Evie, always the optimist, aren't you, Sage? Evie replies, I like anticipating the good. That way it's easier to see it, even when the bad happens. The villain says, if we could all see the world through your eyes. Evie says, it would be very colorful. Yeah, that is something that I really connect to because I'm always very optimistic, and even when I know that something is not going to happen, I still am optimistic. And yeah, so I'll just update you once I'm like 100 pages through the way, and I'm going to update you every 50 pages. This book is of 340 pages, and I remember the cliffhanger being very crazy, so I'm excited to read the next book. And yeah, I'll talk to you when I'm like 100 pages of the way through the book, and see you. Hey guys, I am on I'm on page 100. I'm on chapter 14. I forgot to tell you before, but this book has two POVs, and as you may or may not have guessed, the two POVs are obviously Evie and the villain. I love having dual POVs because you can know what the other character is thinking, what they are going through while experiencing the same thing through the other character's POV. So like one thing happened in one character's POV, you also know what happened in the other character's POV. So that is just a thing that I really find interesting, and I love having dual POVs in fantasy books because it just makes me appreciate the characters more, and it makes me fall in love with the characters more. Now let me just tell you a scene in this book. It is on page I think 84. This is not spoiler, but this is just a scene that I really love. So something happens to Evie and the villain takes her home, and so the villain meets Evie's sister there, and Evie's sister Lisa asks the villain his name, and he says his name is Tristan Maveline. So then the conversation goes like this. Evie asks, Tristan? It's really Tristan? Then the villain says, do you dislike the name? And Evie says, no, it's just not what I expected. Then the villain says, I'm going to regret this with an alarming intensity, but what were you expecting? Then Evie finally says, Fluffy. So the name that she was expecting the villain to have is Fluffy. And the response was beautiful. His mouth gaped open like a fish, opening and closing, trying to find the right words, but of course there were none. She clasped her hand behind her back, waiting. After a few moments of silence that for once Evie didn't mind, he said, Fluffy? You looked at me and thought to yourself, he looks like a Fluffy? The name in the rough gravel of his voice, which seemed to be getting higher pitched in his outrage, sent her tittering. Fluffy is a beautiful name. I had a dog named Fluffy once. She nodded succinctly and then deadpanned. He used to growl at Lint. The noises coming out of his mouth were not in any language she had ever heard. I suppose Tristan is a fine substitution, says Evie. I am, however, a little offended you trusted my sister with that information before you told me. Then he says, I didn't think I needed to tell you. My name is on a small plaque on my desk. Evie pursed her lips. No, it's not. I would have noticed. Then he mumbled something under his breath that she couldn't hear, but it sounded like, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But then Evie replayed his office in her mind, recalling the layout of his desk. In her defense, it was hard to look at anything else when his presence demanded every ounce of her attention. But she did recall a little black rectangle in the back corner and... maybe it is there, says Evie. It's not a maybe, he said in disbelief. It is. She waved her hand carelessly in front of her. Yeah, sure. He paused and angled his body back toward the carriage. I think I must leave before my head spins right off my neck. Evie nodded. Her work here was done. Tell me this is not perfect. Tell me you did not laugh. Tell me you did not giggle. I just love this scene so much, and it is in the first 84 pages. So just think how many more scenes like this would come. I have highlighted like every single page in this book. I'll put a little, clip of the pages that I've highlighted till now, and actually I'll put the clip at the end of after I finish reading this book so you can see all of the pages. So yeah, I love it. And so the things that have happened since the first 50 pages are like, they discover a traitor in their midst. So the villain discovers that there is a traitor in his office and who is selling out information to the king. So they're trying to find out the traitor, and the villain trusted Evie enough to tell her about the traitor, and she has just been working in his office for like 5 months. See? Yeah, I'm obsessed with this book, and yeah, that's all I have to say till now. I am going to be updating you once I'm like 150 pages through the book, as I told you, every 50 pages. And yeah, I'll get to reading Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mehurer. Hey guys, it is not even 1 hour later, but I am exactly on page 150 of Assistant to the Villain. I'm on chapter 23 and I'm this much of the way through the book, like almost halfway through the book. I'm loving the book, obviously. Things are bad right now, but I know what is going to happen, so I'm not very mad, I guess, but I told you the fluffy scene, So this is obviously not a spoiler, but this is just a conversation. It is on page 136, and yeah, I'll tell you it. So Blade is a dragon trainer that the villain has appointed, and they are conversing. They are trying to figure out the dragon's name. So Blade says, I would like your permission to name the dragon. He says that to the villain, and he says, can you suggest a few names for the dragon first? And Tristan, or the villain, says, I don't know. Fluffy. Name him Fluffy. Fluffy, sir? Said Blade. It's an adequate name, I'm told. So he just told Blade to name the dragon Fluffy because Evie said that it was a good name. Can you imagine? Their banter is like this. It is like Powerless level banter. Powerless by Lauren Roberts level banter. I'm obsessed with their banter. It is amazing. And yeah, that's all I have to say right now. And Above every chapter heading there is a like photo like this. I don't know if you can see it, but and I really like that. And yeah, I'll continue the book. I'll probably reach like 250 pages today, and it's 9:34 p.m. I'll see. Today is Sunday. So tomorrow we don't have school, so I'll probably finish it. I don't know. But yeah, I'll get to reading Assistant to the Villain. Guys, you know the last time that I updated you, I was like on page 150. I told you I would finish another 100 pages at the night, but I lied. I did not finish it. I finished like 30 pages at night, then I finished the next 20 pages today morning. So I'm like on page 205 right now, chapter 33. And the last time I updated you, I also told you that things were very bad. After I finished updating you and I read the next chapter, things got very, very, very good. So, yeah, I love the book obviously, and the banter is bantering. And I'm highlighting many pages at a time. I'm highlighting every single page and line and things like that. And Becky, who is like Evie's nemesis in the office, they are kind of forming a relationship, and I really like that, a platonic relationship, and I'm really liking that. And Kingsley is just so funny. He is like a little frog, and his name is Kingsley because he wears a crown, and he's a frog, so he holds up little signs with one words written on them like help and trouble and things like that. So that is one thing I really like. He is a magical creature and Tristan has him. He's like as his pet and he wants to escape and things like that. I'm really enjoying that dynamic, and things are going on, the plot is developing, and yeah, that's all I have to update you till now. And yeah, I'll get to reading. Hey guys, I don't know how many days it has been, but I feel like it's been 2-3 days. I don't know. I'm not having time for reading very much because of school, and my exams are going to come soon. But anyway, it took me 2-3 days to read 50 pages. So yeah, it's like a very busy week for me today. This whole week. I'm on page 254 now, chapter 43, and it's Evie's chapter. One thing I forgot to mention is that Evie has a sister. I think I mentioned it, I don't remember. But that dynamic, I'm really loving watching that because I have siblings. I have real siblings, and it's just very nice to connect with a character who has siblings and who has the dynamics that we have, and I really, really, really love that. That is one thing. Things have started happening between Evie and Tristan. I absolutely love it. This book is perfect for fall. You need to read it. It is very, very, very underrated, and I absolutely love it. Page number 251 to 254. I love that scene. It is just absolutely amazing. I love it. If you know, you know. And yeah, I've been highlighting everything I can, and I absolutely love it. And I also like Blade's and Evie's friendship, and Becky and Evie's dynamics, I guess. They still haven't found who the traitor is, but we have gotten to know a lot more things, and as I told you, it is amazing. Tristan is just Tristan, and one thing I hate is that I gave my copy of Assistant to the Villain to one of my friends to borrow, and she did not take care of it very nicely. So I have decided to not let anyone borrow my books because I cannot take it if my books are damaged. But it is what it is, so I'm just very sad about that. Anyway, I'll get to reading, and I'll update you once I'm like 300 pages through the way. guys, I'm on page 305. I'm on chapter 54 and it's Evie's chapter. We just found out something huge. We just found out who the traitor is. I did not remember. I remembered who the traitor was, but I did not remember how we found the traitor out, and it is just refreshing. And the way that we get to know who the traitor is very interesting, and it is very well thought out. And if you think about it, all the small details, all the small things that the author wrote in this book, they all make sense at the end, and I just love that. It is one of my favorite things. Tristan is very protective of her, and let me tell you a page number. I don't want to spoil it. Okay, page 272 and page 273. I have highlighted the whole pages. You know, if you know, you know. I just love that scene. Oh my god, I love that scene very, very, very much. As you can see, I only have like 35 pages of the book left. I'm not going to read it right now because I have to go study with exams, school. But I'll update you. I'll update you once I'm finished with the book, and then we will start apprentice to the villain. I think that's how you pronounce the name of the book. And now I'll get to reading, and yeah, I'll update you once I'm like finished with the book, and yeah. Guys. I finished Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mahirer, I don't know. I'm going to rate it 5 stars. The ending is absolutely crazy. I think I know what is going to happen, like 5%, but I'm not definitely sure. But of course I'll see it in the next book. I'm not going to highlight this book because I always like to highlight books on my second read. So if I really love a book, then only I will highlight it. So I'm definitely going to read this book again before the third book. So I'll be highlighting it when I read it again. For that, you need to have the second book. If you want to start reading Assistant to the Villain, you need to have the second book with you, because the ending is absolutely crazy, as I told you. And I was just looking at the book's cover, and there are books here on the cover of Apprentice to the Villain, like Evil for Beginning, So You Want to Do Bad Things, Now What, A Villain's Starter Guide, Your Evil Laugh and You, Daily Evil Affirmations, My First Bad Guy Journal, Very Hostile Takeovers, Ransom Notes, A Beginner's Guide, Craft with Corpses, Hexes, Curses and Omens, Oh My, and things like that. That is really amazing. I love the cover of this book more than the first cover, and that is saying something because this is one of my favorite covers ever. And the cover also has a kind of like a unicorn on it, so I am very excited to see what that is for. I was just, doing like this, and I got to see that there is another extra character's POV called Becky, and I'm very excited to read in Becky's POV. And yeah, I'll get to reading. That's all I have to say till now. Nothing else. See you later. Hey guys, I'm on page 50 of Apprentice to the Villain. We just resolved the cliffhanger of the first book. I'm really enjoying the writing. I forgot to tell you that the magic system in this series is like very easy to understand. It is not at all hard to understand. You grasp it when you start reading it, and you get to know things along with the main character, Evie. This book is it is perfect for fall. It does not have low stakes where I don't want to read it, and it also does not have like very high stakes which make me very nervous and all. It is exactly in the middle and I love it. So you definitely need to read it in the fall. Trust me on this. Please trust me on this. You will not regret it. The writing style is very simple. It is very easy to understand. And Bestie Haley said that she feels like this book has the same writing as Ali Hazelwood if she wrote a fantasy book. So I kind of agree with that. So Bestie Haley, yeah, I agree. If you're watching, I don't think you are. But anyway, I agree with what you said, and that is definitely true. And yeah, I don't have many thoughts. We got the scene where Evie first met the villain after the cliffhanger at the ending of the first book, and the prologue of this book starts with in Tristan's POV, where he has just appointed Evie as his assistant, and the first few weeks of her working in his POV, and I love that. I love Tristan's thought process and I just love to see it. Dual POV is always a must. And I also forgot to tell you that the first chapter of this book, the second book, and I told you about the prologue. So the first chapter is from the knight's POV. I don't know who the knight is, but I think it will play a major role. And yeah, that's all I have to say till now. I don't have many thoughts, and I'm using the Amazon receipt. We bought this book from Amazon as my bookmark. I will use anything but a bookmark as my bookmark. Yeah, now I'll get to reading. Hey guys, I am on page 100 of Apprentice to the Villain. I'm on chapter 21. It's Evie's chapter. We got to know who the knight is, and that was a very nice reveal, I guess. It was very satisfying to know. I knew the knight had to do something with Evie. I knew it. The banter is bantering. This is the slow burn of slow burn. This book has so much slow burn in it. Oh! I've been reading this book since I woke up and I cannot stop reading it. It is addictive. I will update you once I'm like 150 pages of the way through the book. And this book is of 337 pages, so kind of shorter than the first book. But if you put them both like this, I feel like the second book is longer. I don't know why, but that is just my thought process. And yeah, guys, I don't know if you can see me perfectly, but we'll just work with it. I'm on page 157. I'm on chapter 37. And I'm this much of the way through the book. It is the same day, like the last 4 updates have been of the same day. That is why my clothes are not changing. I am loving the book. I don't want to put the book down. It is addicting. It is very fast paced. But I have to take breaks in between my studying sessions to read this book. So that is why I've not completed the book yet. But I feel like I can complete it today. It's like 4:15 p.m. right now, and I have like 150 pages left. I think I can do it if I try hard enough. But I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, I'll get to reading. I don't have any other updates. Guys, I'm exactly on page 201, chapter 48. It is Evie's chapter. I wanted to tell you 1-2 quotes that I really connect with, and they are not at all spoilers, okay? So, Evie Sage had been told many times in her life that she was stubborn. And while she was aware of this flaw, she knew it wasn't her biggest, not by a long shot. So, no, Evie's greatest affliction in life was spite. She had spitefully learned to sew perfectly when her brother had called her patchwork hopeless. She had jumped headfirst into the deep end of the pond when the boys in her class called her a chicken, and she had found a job working for a villain when the employment market told her it would be impossible. It had occurred to her many times over that impossible was merely a word people used to describe limitations they wished for you to adhere to so you wouldn't upset the balance. I relate to that on an ungodly level. So I wanted to tell you that, and as I'm not highlighting the book, I am finding it very difficult to mark the pages of the quotes on. So I put the receipt on one page, I put the rubber band on one page, and on one page I put my pen. So that shows. Then it finally happened. If you know, you know. Page 192. If you have not read the book yet, I am telling you to read page 191 and 192 of Apprentice to the Villain with the song Labyrinth by Taylor Swift playing. You will not regret it. Read it with that song. Please, 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 I'm begging you. Read page 191 and 192 with the song Labyrinth by Taylor Swift playing from the album Midnights. You will not regret it at all. Oh my god, that page, I love it. I love it so, so, so much. And I have no other word. But one thing is that whenever something good happens in the book, the next page is something very, very, very bad happens. God, I cannot have a single moment of happiness in this book. Why are so many sad things happening? But I feel like if the ending of this book is cliffhangery, then I will be so mad. But I kind of think it will be cliffhangery because it is written by Hannah Nicole Merrill. So, obviously. But I just hope it is not like that. But anyway, I don't have any other thoughts. I'll update you once I'm like 250 pages of the way through the book. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Guys, welcome to today's last update. I'm on page 253, chapter 61. It is Rebecca's point of view. The last chapter was crazy. I'm excited to keep reading. I don't have anything else to say except in the first book that the trope is kind of like grumpy into sunshine. Evie is the sunshine person, like she radiates sunshine. She's the definition of sunshine. And the villain is the grumpy person, like he does not like anyone except for her. And if she's humming, he likes it, and if anyone else was humming, he would like literally kill them. So that shows, that is one of the scenes in the first book, I think. I don't exactly remember if it is a scene or not, or if it is in the second book, but I'm absolutely loving that dynamic. And the fact that the villain has one brother and one sister, it just makes me really like him more. And the way that the villain acts with Evie's sister Lisa is like very heartwarming, and I just loved when we get them together, like the villain and Evie's sister. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Guys, I'm sorry if my hair looks very bad right now. I just washed it and my hair is frizzy, so just ignore it. I'm on page 300, chapter 74. It's Evie's chapters. I have like 37 pages in the book left, and I'm very, very, very scared for the ending. I asked Amira what the ending, if the ending had a cliffhanger or not. She just said she did not know. She does know, but she did not want to spoil it for me. So I like that, but I don't like that at the same time because I'm very scared for the ending. I don't know what I will do if it is a cliffhanger. Though I suspect it is a cliffhanger and something very terrifying just happened. Of course, it is a fantasy book. The last 100 or 50 pages of a fantasy book are obviously very heart-wrenching and terrifying and things like that. I love the banter. Anytime something good happens, something bad happens after that. I'm just very mad, but I don't have any other thoughts, but I'll keep reading. what, guys? I finished Apprentice to the Villain. I'm going to rate it 5 stars, obviously. The ending... It is not exactly a cliffhanger, but the ending is very, very, very crazy. The thing we get to know at the end, the thing that happened to Tristan and Evie at the end, not my favorite, but I feel like it is important for the plot. So I understand, But the ending, oh god. Please, please, please read the series. Please, I'm begging you all. You won't regret it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Comment down below your favorite book. And also comment the fall leaves emoji, Comment that to show me that you watched the full video. And yeah, that's all there is for today's video. And also comment down below if you want some specific videos and any books that you want me to read and make vlogs about them. And yeah, that's all for today. Like, share, subscribe. You all know all that YouTube stuff to do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!